we don't really know anything. No one does. If you think too much about it, you can get lost in it. But if you think a little more, it can set you free. Life is incredibly free. We imprison ourselves in our thoughts. We put fabricated values on everything and create positive and negative views on objects or subjects or actions like they are real. Nothing is real. Nothing is real. We make it so. It is terrifying and incredible. So that is my thought there. And basically, what I was saying there was that I'm 50-50 on this. There are some things that are real in an objective sense. Whether or not the world we live in is, made up or not, we're living in it, and because of that, it's real. That's more to be expanded in another video. The main thing is we don't really know anything. We only know up to a certain limit. Like, you go into any field like physics or I don't know, psychology or whatever. There's a certain point where we get to where everything you want to figure out within that circle works. And then you go out of that, and then it kind of gets fuzzy, and it's like, well, we don't really know. And I guess what you can kind of say is we only know what we've observed and what we've seen. And in the course of life, just because one thing has worked up until now, we just assume that means it'll work forever. But that's really not the case. We don't have enough proof to say that with certainty. We can say it with almost certainty. We can say with about 95 to 99% certainty that because I throw an apple in the air, it's gonna drop. But tomorrow, that 1% or that 0.0001% chance that things completely change could happen. And anyone that says that's preposterous and you're wrong, they're a fool. And I'm no scientist, I'm no expert, but you're objectively wrong on that one, in my opinion, I guess. But you can't tell me with absolute certainty that tomorrow everything will be the same, because we don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't really know anything. All we know is what's worked so far. All we know is what we've been told, what we've observed, what we've passed down from generations, And, when you kind of think about it, it's a little scary because, as I said, we have no idea what could change tomorrow. And that's kind of crazy to think about. But if you think about it a little more, it's like we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you kind of think about that a little bit, you could kind of be like, okay, that's fine. It's paralyzing if you get caught up on, I need to know everything. But if you kind of let go of that need to understand, need to know everything, the thing with science is like everything needs to be defined. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how the universe was made. It doesn't really matter what's the meaning to life. What matters is that you're here now and you're living, and you don't need your reason to live. You can make your own. I guess my reason to live is making these videos right now. That's what I've told myself it is. And as long as that's what you believe, that's what it is. And if you don't believe what you're doing is your reason for being alive, then maybe you're not doing the right thing. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the worst thing. Maybe you'll get there eventually. But I just think that kind of having the understanding that really we don't know anything, because there's infinite possibilities, and that goes into another video about reality and stuff, which I also want to talk about. So maybe I'll do that video, and then I'll also I'm never gonna go to sleep. Not that I'm super tired right now, but you know, between reality and all that stuff, we don't know anything, and that's okay. Yeah. Peace out. I lied. I had a little more to say on that. What I wanted to kind of go on with, like, nothing is, we don't really know anything. I also wanted to tie in the whole thing with, like, a lot of stuff that we put values onto, as like positive and negative, you know, like, oh, my my car, that was too extreme. My car, you know, got dented. I got rear-ended or whatever. This sucks, you know? And we assign that value to that. Really, it's not a good or a bad thing. It just is. And we've assigned that kind of bad, like, negative look to it. Obviously, you know, everyone's gonna look and be like, oh, but, like, you know, now you gotta pay to fix it, or, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, it may seem like something bad at face value, but just because it seems like something bad at face value doesn't mean that it is. Because for all you know, you go to get it fixed, and you know, you meet the love of your life at the place you get it fixed at, or you you know, had to spend $500 to get it fixed, but because you went and got it fixed, somehow something happened that you stumbled on $10,000, or I don't know, something crazy like that. You know, something tremendously good can come from something bad, you know, and it may be hard to see it, and it may be hard to say, well, that was a good thing, when it was obviously just the worst thing ever, and anyone that saw it would say, no, definitely that was not good. But because of that not good thing, something good can come from it. And because there's just kind of like that flip-flop back and forth, the whole idea of there being good and bad and all that stuff is really subjective. You know, it's all about how you look at it. You know, the evil person is always the good guy in their story. And sometimes the outcome is not always what is expected, but is exactly what you needed. And it's really just more of a mentality in being less, devoting less thought and energy into whether it was a good or bad thing. You just focus on what happens and living with it, I guess. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover with that. So now that I've said that little tidbit there, we will say peace out again. Hey, wow, that was great. So great. No need to overhype it. It was alright. Fair enough. Why don't we go this way, guys? What's over there? Probably another video. Let's go there. I'm in.